Hey friends, welcome to My Career Q&A, the My Career Q&A for all ages. Our today's topic is Discover My Burning Part 2. Double the heat, double the burning, double everything. So here we go. Let's get started. Hey friends, welcome to a new video of My Career Q&A. So today we're going to do Discover My Burning Part 2. In the last video, if you've seen it, you remember we have done Discover My Burning Part 1, where we discovered your passion in a most unusual way, right? So today we're going to do some advanced learning. We're going to do some advanced self-discovery into your emotions and also your mind. So, are you ready for it? Let's go ahead. So, as you can see, I have four questions in front of you. The first one is write down 10 things or topics that makes you angry. And if possible, you have to try to be specific. Here are the examples. You can just, the examples are given here. So, you can write anything that, pisses you off, it makes you angry, it makes you, very irritated. You can write anything of that sort. The second is you have to write down 10 things on the contrary now that truly excite you. You can see the things which make you beat faster. If you have seen my old videos, you can really correlate to it, right? And you can see the examples which are mentioned here. You can just write anything that's make your heart beat faster. Now, the third question is as you come up with the list, right? You can come up with 10, 15 things or 100 of things, is your wish. So, as you come up with the list, you observe your emotions and your energy levels. Here, the emotions and the energy levels are a very crucial stage for this question, right? So, when you make a list, you have to also make a list where you have to mark your emotions and your energy levels from 1 to 10, 1 being the lowest and 10 being the highest, right? And then the final question is analyze the list. What you see, what stands out, are there any common patterns between the topics which you can correlate? So to help you out, I have already drawn the list. You can just take out your copy, pen, paper, whatever you have, and then you can just make the list. The first list is the topics that make you angry. I have just written 10 columns. You can just extend it to anything you like. So I have given on the right hand side, you can see there's energy level and an emotion level from 1 to 10. So suppose suppose if someone litters on the street, you can write someone is littering on the street. What is the energy level that you feel? Do you feel extremely high or low? Do you feel extremely angry? Then it's 10. If you're feeling so, then it's 1, right? And the emotion level, the emotion that attached to that energy, you have to mark it. And also in the table below, if you scroll down, there are topics that excite you. Now, on the contrary, you have to just think about the topics that really make your heart beat faster. You can take the reference of my first videos and you can just correlate to it. And the same way, you have to mark energy levels of energy and emotion from scale 1 to 10, right? So this is the list. These are the two lists that you have to make. You can just pause the video wherever you want and you can just make the list, and please write it down. Pause the video, write it down, give your points from 1 to 10, right? So if you have already given the points, you have written your topics, then come, let me help you out and let's find out what I have written about me, right? So here it goes. So the topics that make me angry are, here are the topics. I've listed 10 topics that makes me angry, and also I have listed the numbers, the emotion and energy levels which is attached to it. I'm going to read the first 5 and you can just read the first and the last 5 later. So the first is when people feel their religion is superior over others. See, I know I don't have to talk about religion, I don't have to, but this is something which I feel, very angry on, when somebody feels that their religion is very superior over the other. I think every human being is made equal. Every human being have the same right, irrespective of gender, irrespective of religion, irrespective of community, right? So whenever somebody tells me that no, their religion is better than mine or mine religion is supposed better than other people, then my energy level, when I listen to that, it really pisses me off. It comes down. My energy level, if suppose I'm in a very good mood, it I really come down to 1 or maybe 0, I guess. And the emotion level extremely, the emotion level I'm angry is full on 10. I get really angry. And the second is when someone is lost in life and couldn't find their real passion. When someone is doing something, suppose if someone is a very successful banker, but he tells me, or the person tells me, or I find out that he's very stuck there, and he really wants to just play the guitar and form his own band, but he couldn't do it because of some family pressure or some loans or some money issues. And I really feel bad about the person. And the same way, my energy level comes down when I hear to the situation, and the emotion, I get extremely angry, and the emotion goes till 10. In the same way, the third one, when you seek empathy from your close ones, but in return you get your sympathy, it sucks, right? When people tell you that expecting from someone is like being very selfish, when I do something for someone, why shouldn't I expect from someone else? When I need to self-motivate myself, especially the times of when my confidence is almost nil, if you ask me personally, I'm a kind of person who always helps people, irrespective of what they're feeling, what they're not feeling, if they're my friend, if they're an acquaintance. But when I need some help, yes, that's the question when I have to ask, that is someone willing to help me. So I'm not going to read all the topics because you already can see the things, and accordingly I have given me marks in terms of emotion and energy. And the same way, the blocks marked in red evokes the strongest emotion. So in the makes me angry chart, I make it red because these are the strongest emotions, so it is extremely high and extremely low, right? So the blocks marked in red evokes the strongest emotions. So likewise, the topics now that excites me. So I'm just going to read the bottom 5 and you can just figure out, right? So the topic excite me is from the bottom, from the 10th, if I read from the last, the time when I have motivated someone and they're really doing good. When I motivate someone and they really get motivated and get their energy high, and they do something which is very impossible for them at the first, I really get high and see the energy level is on 10 on 10 here, and the emotion is also 10 on 10. The time when I get to eat something which I had a long craving for, sometime I'm feeling hungry for suppose momos, right? And after 1 month or 2 months, when finally I get to eat momos, I really feel good. Also, the time when someone or some things broadens my perspective towards life. I'm a kind of person who is very, who is very flexible in kind of the perception. So I'm like water. So if someone tells me that it's their perception, I forget my perception, and I for some time being, I tend to take their perception. Might be useful for me someday, right? And likewise, the time I meet someone when I could relate to it and is being very mature and funny at the same time. The people are very mature but still they act funny. It really turns me on. And the times I write and express myself through my blogs. I do have a blog. I'll share it to you later. But yes, when I write my emotions in my blog, yes, I feel very good. So these are the points, and there are some other points which I have marked myself on. So you can just see, right, that the red lines are the red blocks are the ones which have this evokes the strongest emotions of excitement, of energy and emotion. And so I have given the points of 10 and 9 and 10 and 10. So now, by studying these two charts of my life of makes me angry and making me excited, what do I learn? And this is the answer number 4. If you remember, there's a 4 questions. You have to analyze your list. What do you see? What stands out? Are there any common patterns? So here are my answers to it. The patterns I noticed from my chart. I'm a very helpful but somewhat an emotional person by nature. I'm a self-motivator. I like to give empathy to other person and often expects the same from others, and so on. Right? You can read the list about me. This is all about me. I know I'm an open book, but hey, that's my work. So just see the patterns, and now you have to analyze your list, your numbers, and then you have to really know about yourself. And then after studying your list of 2 things of excitement and the list that makes you angry, you have to see your patterns. And after you get your patterns, maybe 8 points, maybe 10 points, these are the points which are actually makes your mind and soul burn in a positive way. And hence I conclude my today's video by saying that if you find your pattern like me and you write it down, and it will really be helpful for you to discover your and understand your burning, and also it will motivate you to take some next higher step. So Happy learning and happy finding your passion again. Discover your burning. So, are you craving for more videos like this? Subscribe now to my channels at Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and LinkedIn. You can also follow my site at www.mycareerqna.com. So, until next time, take care. See you soon.